wabarakatuh. My name is Aliva Rosdiana and my team Dina Amalia, Shailin Nikhla, Khairin Atalina, Amna Falakawan, Siti Nurintan Awalia, Laila Sitarusni, dan Nadiaksa from Universitas Islam Nahdlatul Ulama Jepara is going to present our article entitled Utilization of PECS PB as a Digital Application to Enhance Students' English Language Skills. PECS PB is the application that we make for community service or school-based community service. It stands for Picture Exchange Communication System Phonic Board, which is augmented reality, digital-based using phonic sound to access. Despite the widespread of digital application aids, their impact on students' language skills need more exploration. Application design is created to ease students to shadow speakers' pronunciation. The audio inside the design of PECS PB uses QR code. The aim of this study is at evaluating thoroughly how PECS PB affects English comprehension and production among students of early childhood. By phonics, students recognize letters, read words with syllables, construct sentences, and imitate the native English pronunciation heard from the application of PECS PB using QR code. The method used is a qualitative descriptive approach to illustrate the way of working of PECS PB conducted by 15 early childhood students at TK Tarbiyatul Atfal 3 Pengkol with one teacher or guidance. The theory used to analyze the data utilized Miles and Huberman with 3 steps, which involved observation, interview, and guidance text strategy. This is the the props that we made using magnetic board and the flashcard here with with phonic method using QR code. And this is the digital application we made that we can access this by downloading the application and use it through Android. And they are the features. The method used a qualitative descriptive approach to illustrate the way of working of PECS PB conducted by 15 students of early childhood at TK Tarbiyatul Atfal 3 Pengkol with one teacher guidance. The theory used to analyze data using Miles and Huberman with 3 steps: observation, interview, and guidance text strategy. Qualitatively, students were investigated through their cognitive, affective, and motor development through applying PECS PB activity. The assessment includes underdeveloped, beginning to develop, very well developed, and develop as expected. Collaborates with Bloom's taxonomy to investigate achievement competence narratively. Before assessing students, 3 indicators of perception are applied to identify students enthusiastic toward PECS PB include students' response toward PECS PB, playing flashcard and mounting card magnetic board. Students are measured their cognitive skill in pre-activity test and post-activity test with 10 questions of vocabulary delivered. From this, from this line, from this graph, we can see that students' preference during utilizing PECS PB, they respond PECS PB simultaneously activity in a good response and also the way to play flashcard and mounting flashcards on magnetic board. And this is the assessment code to as indicators of achievement of students' achievement. If students identified as underdeveloped means that students are guided during activities and students are named as beginning to develop if students still need to be reminded during the activity and very well developed students start to be completely independent during activity and developing as expected if students conduct the activity independently and collaborate with friends. And this is the way when the assessment collaborate with Bloom's taxonomy. Cognitively, student is not able to say something in picture using English, and effectively, it is called underdeveloped if student is not able to initiate him or herself to be active in classroom. And in the psychomotorically, it is called underdeveloped if student is not actively play flashcard or PECS PB application through magnetic board. Cognitively, it is called beginning to develop if student needs teacher to guide in naming English word or picture. And effectively, it is called beginning to develop if student begins his or her activity by following teacher's guidance. Psychomotorically, it is called beginning to develop if student hold flashcards to be applied to magnetic board and PECS PB application randomly. And cognitively, it is called very well developed if student is able to name flashcard picture and PECS PB application provided in English. Effectively, it is called very well developed if student arranges flashcard into magnetic board orderly as name and picture printed without teacher's guidance and application of XPP as well. And psychomotorically, students arranges flashcard onto the magnetic board orderly and smoothly. It is called developing as expected in a cognitive way if student is able to name things or picture using English orderly. Effectively, student is independently able to arrange flashcard into magnetic orderly as name and picture printed and to collaborate with friends. And psychomotorically, student is able to create sentence orderly. It is the achievement when the assessment is collaborate cognitively, affectively, and psychomotorically. And the result is zero developing is expected among students. Cognitively, 7 students began to develop, 5 students very well developed, and 3 students are underdeveloped. Effectively, 9 students began to develop, 4 students very well developed, and 2 students underdeveloped. Psychomotorically, 11 students began to develop, 3 students very well developed, and 1 student underdeveloped. And before we do activity of playing PECS PB, the teacher gave them pre-test and then after playing playing PECS PB and teacher give the post-test to the students. The result, the post-test after playing PECS PB has score 74 in average, then pre-test 42. And in the conclusion, utilizing PECS PP over traditional approach supports students' communication. Students' vocabulary are also improved significantly since the audio-visual provided in PECS PP. Two products of PECS PP are made manually and digitally to provide learning facility of English in TK Tarbiyatul Atfal Bengkok 3 Jepara. PECS PP was tested to 15 early childhood students into three aspects of Bloom taxonomy. Cognitively, PECS PB improves students' knowledge into creativity of arranging words into sentences by applying pictures in flashcard and digital application as well. The result is cognitively, 7 students began to develop 47%, 5 students were very well developed 33%, and 3 students were underdeveloped 20%. Effectively, 9 students began to develop 60%, 4 students were very well developed 27%, and 2 students were underdeveloped. Motorically, 11 students began to develop 73%, 3 students were very well developed 20%, and 1 student was underdeveloped 7%. The result illustrates the English student skill enhanced students' cognitive skill in pre-activity test and post-activity test. After playing PECS PB, students post-test average score reached 74, higher than pre-test 42. That's all for our presentation. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.